What's going on? It's your boy Coop back with another video, man. 9.25 last tune in PvP adjustments have been dropped on Wildhead. Just got these about an hour ago, and we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. Hopefully, there's some things in these patch notes that kind of, shake the meta up a little bit. Give a little variety out here, little zimmy. All right. So make sure if you want to see more and hear more of my content, make sure you go ahead and leave a like down below. Go ahead and do that. If you haven't clicked the red button yet, subscribe to your boy. Go ahead and knock that out too. And leave a comment down below what class you play in World of Warcraft. All right. Go ahead and do that right now. I'll wait. Now, let's go ahead and get into the patch notes. So, to go ahead, uh, Blizz, they went ahead and finalized the serial class tuning and PvP adjustments for 9.25. These will be included in the patch note and the patch next week. And maintenance, you'll see these notes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. We got classes. Boom. All classes now generate more threat when in a tank spec. So I think that's gonna be good. Developers, we heard a lot of feedback about threat loss in the community. Since the start of the season, our design intent is that a tank who is actively directing their damage rotation at an enemy should be able to maintain threat at that enemy. But simple area of effect spells like Consecrate D&D alone should not be sufficient. We've analyzed the situation and feel that a small adjustment to tank threat modifier should help maintain that balance for the remainder of the expansion. Good job helping the tanks out, because you don't want to be running a high key and then your tank loses aggro because you run up against a BM hunter or something in here, rip the aggro, then you die, right? You don't want to be having none of that. So that's just a good quality of life thing that they're doing for tanks out here. For the few, the proud, the tanks, right? Good job to Blizz. Hunter, BM, all damage abilities and pet damage increased by 4%. Come on, Blizz. Talk to me nice, Blizz. Why would you do that? There's no reason to. Beast Cleave now causes your pet to strike other targets for 100% of your pet's damage was 90. So got a 10% buff. BM has not received much AoE benefit from its set bonus as other specs, and consequently have fallen behind when increasing the damage of their pets and Beast Cleave damage transferred to help their overall performance. But this still means that no one's going to play BM in Raid or M+, and we're just going to get mutilated by him in PvP. Mage, Gift of the Lich, Echolore Conduit is reduced by 33% in PvP, which is, thank you. Death Warning is one of the most impactful cooldowns in the game, but at the current scale of conduits, it's regularly lasting 50 plus seconds. We feel it's necessary to rein in the duration in PvP. Thank God, because a Frost Mage will just take your face off. There's nothing you can do about it. 50 plus seconds of just carnage, you're slowed to death or you're stunned and then you die. Nah, that ain't the wave. Not the wave. Arcane Mage. Arcane Missiles damage increased by 8%. Arcane Blast, 10%. And then clear casting can no longer be dispelled. So basically, just a buff overall on both sides of the ball for Arcane. We feel that Arcane single target damage would benefit from an increase, but also want to offer some dispel protection from one of their critical rotational buffs in clear casting. Definitely need that. This is a change that we will evaluate further going into the Dragonflight, as generally we want magical buffs like these to be dispellable. In this case, we feel there's necessarily to help the spec in the short term. So it's just going to give, maybe it's going to bump a few, the 7 arcane mages that play the game. It's going to give them a reason to just, stick with it, right? That's a good job. And then, Miss Jones and those few guys that PvP is arcane, just going to give them more reason to keep playing and 42-0 in people. Monk, reduce cooldown on Zen Focus T, which is I'm pretty sure it blankets you from interrupt. It is cooldown is 30 seconds was 45. Mistweavers are having a difficult time responding to burst damage reliably, and they regularly have to open their primary school in order to catch up. Giving them more access to an interrupt protection is intended to let them respond to burst damage more directly. Thank you, because they need it. Because all it takes for you is to go ahead and do your channel, and then you get kicked, and then you're locked out, and then you die. So I think that's pretty dope that they did that, and it's only a 30-second CD. Windwalker, got some buffs. Rotten Silk Kick damage increased by 20%. Fist Fury damage, primary target increased by 20%. Blackout Kick, 20%. Tiger Palm damage, 20%. Fist of the White Tiger damage 20%. And none of these are affected by PvP. So, one, I'm glad that they did that. Two, hopefully this gives more representation for Windwalkers in PvE, keys, raids, things like that. So I think that's that's fine with me. That's cool. As part of our ongoing balance efforts, we're taking a more aggressive approach towards improving Windwalker Monk's single target damage so that their performance is more competitive in raid situations where their unique strengths may not come to the forefront. So that's good. Little 20% across the board on main abilities. I don't think that's a bad thing. Shout out to the Windwalkers out there that been staying at it. Freeze, Dispriest. Blaze of Light PvP talent increases damage to smite and penance by 30% was 15. So a little 15% increase. And then Disc and Shadow. Power shield absorb amount increased by 10% in PvP. Cool. No one's gonna play Disc. Probably not. Fix a bug that reduces the value of power word shield crit strikes in PvP. Developers were looking to give Disc more offensive options in PvP, but also feel that power word shield has fallen off in terms of relative strength compared to other parts of the kit. Might as well just stick to playing Holy Priest if you want to heal on the priest. That's just my 2 cents. Rogue, recuperated conduit healing reduced by 50% in PvP. So now rogues won't be as tanky when they run off and just, oh, I'm cool now, and just live Lord, beautiful, and be good to go. So Outlaw, this seems like this is pretty general, just like how they did Windwalker. Between the eyes, damage increased by 20%. Pistol shot damage increased by 20%. Sensor strike 20%, and then blade flurry damage increased to 60% of target damage. Was 50%. None of these things are affected by PvP. And then Enduring Brawler, which is a PvP talent for Outlaw, which is one of their main talents. Stacks up to 15 times was 20. So overall, PvE buff. A small, minuscule nerf to PvP, but I think that them touching that conduit was the way to go because they were just living too long. Our intent with these changes is to improve Outlaw in both single target and 5 to 6 target cleave situations where Blade Flurry should shine. Outlaw is standing out enough in these moments, and we hope these changes move in the right direction. However, in PvP, Enduring Brawler and Recuperator have given Outlaw more survivability than intended. We've decided to reduce the max stack count as a result. So that's a good job. I respect that. Shaman Healer Stream totem increased by 20% PvP. Just flat, so that's good for Enhance and for Ellie as well to get those extra heals. Then you got Elemental Raging Vesper Vortex. Damage reduced by 33% in PvP. I play Necro Lord, so I'm cool. And then Earthshock damage is no longer reduced by 10% in PvP. So we're going to have a little bit more damage output playing Ellie. So big props to that. Enhance. Chain Harvest damage and healing reduced by 15% in PvP. I don't think that this is a bad idea. I don't really see a lot of enhanced shamans in PvP really anymore because I feel every other class can put the damage out just a little bit better. But the healing factor on Chain Harvest was usually the big deal. But them nerfing that by 15%, I don't think that's going to be a bad thing. Resto, Earthenwall Totem Talent Absorb is no longer reduced by 30% while in PvP. So Resto is going to gain a little bit more survivability now. They definitely need it. For Shaman, we want to address some of the big swing moments created by Vesper Totem and Chain Harvest, but compensate them with more sustained healing damage and mitigation. That's fine with me. Now we have Warlock, Destro, Ritual of Ruin. Now lasts 30 seconds, was unlimited, and then Summoning a Blasphemy 4-piece bonus no longer stuns enemies in PvP. Which is great because it just always seemed like Destro could stun you, get away, heal up, blow you up, you just die. They just always had an out. So I think that's pretty good that they did that. And then Demo, Felgar's Legion Strike. 25% healing reduction on the target. Respect it. Probably won't see a lot of Demo locks still because it just takes too long to get damage out. But at the same time, at least now, they're more of an option if you want to run Demo and have it MF. With these changes, we set out to address a strategy from disengaging from the fight, except in rare moments where the Warlock can set up huge bursts through the set bonus. At the same time, we're trying to adequate time for the Warlock to respond to Ritual of Ruin proc with a 30-second duration. Also, we've increased the Mortal Strike effect on Demo's pet in PvP. I'll take it. Arms Warrior. Mortal Strike damage increased by 10%. Overpower damage increased by 10%. And then Execute and Condemn damage increased by 15%. This is also buffed to Prot Warriors, and none of these are affected by PvP. Because Arms is still doing pretty well in PvP, even though Fury is kind of doing this thing. These changes are intended to increase Arms single target damage while not affecting areas where they already excel. Fury Warriors, Devil of Insanity Conduit effectiveness reduced by 50% in PvP. Got a little nerf. And then Battle Trance PvP talent now generates 3 rage, was 5 every 3 seconds for 18 seconds after using Rage Blow twice on the target. I don't think it's gonna hurt too bad. I think Fury's still gonna be fine. The amount of pressure that they put out is just crazy. So 9.25 comes with a bug fix where the PvP talent Battle Trance wasn't being activated by Raging Blow replacement spell Crushing Blow. So we got a replacement spell for Warriors. Keep that in mind. From the Reckless Abandon talent. And then the above changes are intended to manage the effective buff Fury will be getting from this interaction. Okay. Respect. And then we got some items down here. Gladiator's Distinctive. The PvP set bonus stam increased to 500%. Increased to 500 was 350. Damage output is outpaces survivability in PvP, leading to a volatile gameplay experience. We're increasing the stam from the PvP trinket set bonus to reduce the effect of damage across the game. How much will this benefit people? I guess we'll have to see. They are correct with health pools versus the amount of damage that goes out. It is not matching up. So they're having to find some way to give some type of cushion or padding in order to kind of balance the game out. Maybe give some people a little bit more time to actually set up a strat to survive and things like that whenever they're, the opposing team is doing an open. So I think that's okay. I guess we'll just have to see. And then you got Cosmic Gladiators, Echo and Resolve. No longer triggers from or provides immunity to interrupt effects. Thank you. The tooltip for this will be updated in the future. While this tooltip explicitly mentions interrupts, we've heard the feedback loud and clear that this trinket is removing counterplay that players enjoy. They're going to fix it in the future. Thank you. There's no worse feeling than trying to kick Convoke, but then they trinket and they Convoke, and there's nothing you can do but take the Convoke to your face and you die. Blizz hit the nail on the head with that one. Thank you, Blizz, for listening. Overall, I only gripe I have is them buffing BM, because you have to be kind of scummy to play BM, right? To main BM, to enjoy BM, to like spend time and hunt pets for BM, right? Who wants to do that? Overall, though, in all seriousness, I think they did a great job with the adjustments that they made. This will be out next week, Tuesday. So if your class is on this list and you benefit from buffs, congrats to you. And if you're here and you got nerfed, sorry. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, let me know down in the comments below, what class are you maining right now in 9.2, going into 9.2.5, and how you're enjoying the game so far. But without further ado, I'm out of here. See you guys in the next video. Peace.